Welcome back. Software giant Palantir is a major leader in artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, and defense, continuing its leadership position into 2026. The stock this morning is up after dipping slightly in the first few trading days of the new year, but it is up sharply over the last year as investors look to fourth quarter earnings, which will be out on February 2nd. Palantir is up better than 110% over the last year. It is up better than 24% in the past 6 months. Had a little bit of a dip in November because of valuation concerns and continues its bullish chart. My next guest is here to make the case for AI optimism heading into the new year. Joining me now is the Chief Technology Officer of Palantir, Shyam Sankar. Shyam, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be back with you. Thank you.
And of course, Fox News Media is currently working with Palantir to build a suite of custom AI tools. And I know you've talked a lot about the transition to the factory floor as a result of AI. I want to get your take on how AI is changing the business, whether it's government contracts in terms of defense products or the factory floor. What's your take?
Well, there is a historic opportunity for America to underwrite the next decade of our prosperity with AI. I think there is a doomerism narrative that's coming out of both Silicon Valley and Wall Street, where there's a totally different reality that's happening on the factory floor, in the ICU nursing centers, with our submarine-based industrial suppliers that's leading to job growth. This is about empowering the American worker, giving the American worker superpowers that allows us to underwrite our reindustrialization as a nation. That's what's happening every day out there right now. And I think the market has largely figured out that Palantir is the leading company, if not the only company, that is building and implementing AI aligned with American values, AI that's supporting American prosperity.
And of course, President Trump has been reiterating the need to get supply chains back to America. You've been sounding the alarm as well on the need for America to, quote, reindustrialize, to deter World War III. Now, Palantir obviously has major government partnerships. You're working with the U.S. Army, Air Force, Space Force, Navy. That Navy partnership, the most recent, accelerating shipbuilding through a $448 million investment called ShipOS. But, Shyam, I want to get your take on how AI has changed the business here. Walk us through it.
Well, so if you think about our work in defense, most people think about us in the work we do on the factory floor, helping in planning missions and operations. But the other element of deterrence is really, in the foxhole, the other element of deterrence is really the factory floor. It's how do we make our weapons, our platforms? Can we make them at a rate that actually deters our adversaries? And the opportunity has been with ShipOS, you see rolling out integrated planning, supply chain solutions that reduce the dwell time. You can make more parts more quickly. You can get more subs in the water. One of our suppliers was actually able to add a third shift. They were able to hire more American workers by using AI to accelerate how they do production planning and manage the supply chain. That meant they could more effectively and profitably hire American workers to produce more equipment. I think this underwrites the basis of it. So you see this with Panasonic Energy. They produce electric vehicle batteries. And the training time has been reduced from 3 years to 3 months for casino workers who are transitioning into this highly skilled role because of AI. So I think having the right focus on how we use AI to drive American prosperity and the competitiveness of our companies is how we're going to reindustrialize.
Yeah, it's a great point, and certainly something that America needs right now. Palantir has seen unprecedented demand for AIP, especially across commercial industries, all commercial enterprise industries. But with all of this money moving into AI, Shyam, I guess the question has to be asked, are we actually going to see a return on investment over the near term? Because when I spoke with Jensen Huang recently, he was talking about trillions of dollars being spent on AI every year. Here's what he said when I asked the same question. Watch this. Jensen, I want to get your take on all the money moving into the AI infrastructure build-out. How much are you expecting that to be, and will we see a return on investment in that money soon?
Artificial intelligence in the last year made some humongous breakthroughs. It is now effective, it's useful, it's generating really good results for users. It's impacting every single industry that we're observing. Everything from healthcare to, of course, enterprise computing, where we do work, and whether it's manufacturing, robotics, we're seeing breakthroughs in every industry. That platform shift is just beginning, and we're just seeing it so strong and accelerating because now fundamentally, finally, AI is delivering really great results. And it's the reason why we're seeing the fastest growing companies in the world.
So, Shyam, what about that? What can you tell us, given the fact that you had a customer event before the holidays, and a lot of analysts came away really bullish because you made the case of every industry getting impacted by your products?
Well, I would say even more so than that, our customers made the case. And I think that's what's kind of missing here. A lot of the voices in AI right now are on the AI supply side, the people who are building the models and building the chips. I think the much more compelling testimonials are coming out of the customer side, on the demand side, the people who are consuming this stuff and watching their businesses being transformed. If you ask the users, the ICU nurse herself, not only how has it transformed her work, but how she feels about a future for her children in America that's powered by AI, it's incredibly optimistic. So I don't think this is a let's invest trillions and hope and pray there's value. We're seeing the value today, and that's why people are investing more into it.
That is great. And I love the use cases that you just mentioned in terms of healthcare. But talk to us today about defense, given what we've been talking about all morning in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro and his wife will face an arraignment today at 12 p.m. Eastern. When you're talking about defense, Shyam, what should the audience be understanding about the most important AI-related defense products and equipment that are needed?
Well, whether it's the value chain in the commercial world or the kill chain in the defense world, these are the same thing. It's about decision advantage. You want to be more competitive given the stakes in both of these contexts. Now, I think it's about being able to move faster and see the battlefield faster than your adversary can even react to it. I think it's telling that the Chinese are shocked by the efficacy of the operations here. More has changed in the Department of War in the last year under the leadership of President Trump and Secretary Hegseth than we have seen in the last 20 years here. And so the rate at which these technologies are being incorporated to advantage the American warfighter, to ensure our people have the best technology from the foxhole to the factory floor should be encouraging to all American citizens.
Yeah. It's really important to understand. You're also working with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on a software called Immigration OS. This is a $30 million effort to use AI to track illegal immigrants, potentially leading to apprehensions. The project began in April. It was renewed in late September, bringing this investment to some $60 million. And I said, quote, Palantir is the only source that can provide the required capabilities without causing unacceptable delays. Shyam, tell us more.
Yeah, well, we've worked with ICE since 2011 when Agent Jaime Zapata was assassinated by the Zetas in Mexico here. And I think the American people have a right to a secure border. American law enforcement has the right to the best technologies that can help them do this with efficacy, with efficiency, while protecting the privacy and civil liberties. And so we've been very honored to support this mission and this historic opportunity to modernize and ensure the rule of law.
And you've launched Chain Reaction with partner Centerpoint Energy and NVIDIA. Shyam, what kind of a growth story is Palantir on right now, given that these things are coming together, whether it is ramping up the factory floor and AI changing the game there, or working with government to actually push off our adversaries, which have been on the march aggressively?
It's a historic opportunity. I mean, the numbers really speak for themselves. If you look at, I won't speak to Q4, but if you look at the prior quarters, the rate of growth has been accelerating quarter over quarter here. And I think that reflects not only the incredible demand for what we're doing, but the breadth of how it can be applied not only to defense, but 50 different industries in the commercial sector, and the ambition that's latent in the American economy here. You know, you want to power AI, you need a lot more data centers. You need a lot more energy production capacity. Companies need to invest in more CapEx People are adding more shifts. You have more parts and labor planning. You're reshoring so much. There's so much that's happening right now in the American economy that's wildly optimistic, and we're helping to underwrite all of that.
And it is the reason that analysts are betting on a $3 trillion valuation, Shyam. We're going to be watching the company closely. We so appreciate your time this morning. Congratulations, Shyam. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Shyam Sankar joining us from Palantir.